I'm not in the screen. I can see the screen. Now I'm in it.
You're in it. You are in it.
According to this screen, I'm not in it.
But I had, well, here. You want to do a quickie?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You want me to move over a little bit?
No. You're fine. You're in a perfect spot.
Okay.
I really like the spot you're in.
Oh, I forgot. You're coming over too.
Yeah.
That threw me off for a minute.
All right. Let me check our mics too. I get impatient when I blow it. Testing.
Testing.
How comes you're in and out?
I don't know. How's that?
I think it looks pretty damn good. Okay. Anyhow, here we are. This is yesterday we had put the white streak light on the dyno, and I was a little impatient yesterday because I had some other things to do, and there were some things that Jason had brought up yesterday about the motor size on the bike, and anyhow, I couldn't sleep last night, okay, because we're talking about putting a lot of power into this thing, which power costs money, and you know, I don't really understand what we're going to do to the bike in its entirety. So I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to sit down with Jason and have him kind of go through this a little bit with us, and kind of, you know, a guy like me, you know, I don't have all this experience. I just loved to ride a motorcycle, but I'm not like Jason. I don't know anything about anything. You know, me growing up, an S&S was always the premium motor to have in your bike. And I didn't hear that out of him yesterday. He said he was working with a company called Revolution. Anyhow, I just wanted more explanation of that. And I kind of feel like if I need more explanation, there's a lot of you people out there that need further explanation as well. So I'd kind of like to move forward with that. And then maybe when he's done talking to us about this motor stuff, he could be a little bit more descriptive about what are you going to do to that bike, because I know the first thing those tins come up the bike, everything starts going in the trash can. You know, it's crazy stuff. We've got the Copper Glide here, just an awesome bike. I have no experience with this stuff. It's scary as heck. It's called an SRT. That's what he's pushing. So we've got a Road King or a Road Glide. We're going to do this with this, I think the Streak Glide, right?
Streak Glide, yeah. There's nothing wrong with having more than one SRT in the stable. or in the pen.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Okay, so anyhow, could you explain tell us what you're doing with the motor and why, and what kind of performance I guess we can expect out of that. You know, you're always preaching this, you know, building them big, but you know, they're capable of going down the road. You know, so it sounds like we're going really big, and I hope
we're going big.
And I hope it's capable of going down the road.
We're going big. Just to be clear, we're going big.
Good.
Yeah,
I like big.
You know, our shop, we focus on three things really. And I'm not talking about the day in, day out repairs and stuff like that. We embrace that. Somebody needs a tire or they've got broken stuff. We love that. We love getting them back on the road. But when it comes to these bikes, which are ultimately elective surgery, right?
Right.
That bike goes down the road just fine, just the way it is. Mm-hmm. Or does it?
Well,
or does it, right? It doesn't put out the kind of horsepower and torque numbers that we might like. It doesn't have the kind of style and individuality that we might like, and it also doesn't have the comfort that you might like. And that's what we focus on here at the shop. We focus on performance, style, and comfort. Because if you're more comfortable, you're going to ride your bike more. The style part of it, well, that's an individual.
Right.
Okay? So, Your style might be different from my style, different from somebody else's style, but it's your style. And if we've learned anything over the years of people customizing Harley Davidsons, is that individual style and that individuality of a motorcycle is what it's all about, right? And then of course, there's so much room for performance. Harley gives us a great base to start off with, but there's room for improvement. We can make them better. They couldn't make them better, or they couldn't make them at the level that we make them and sell them in a production manner. They can't do that. So they give us the blank canvas, the palette, and then we improve on it, right? So starting with the performance side of it, of course, the motor. Now the Milwaukee 8 motor that came out in 2017, not necessarily my favorite motor, but it's a great starting point. Okay, they've had some teething problems down the road. They've had some things that, you know, weren't really good out of the gate, but they have there's a great opportunity there to turn it into a great motor, and great for performance, great for reliability. Now, we just did a 128 in your Road King. Took it from 114, 128. We redid the flywheels. We did all the good stuff. Well, I guess we could just do that same, you know, equation, that same combination to your Street Glide, but why? You've already got that. So I will tell you, you're not wrong. S&S is proven performance. That's their tagline, by the way. S&S is proven performance. They make a lot of great products. The products that they make that I use aren't necessarily what I use on Milwaukee 8s. Several years ago, I met the folks at Revolution Performance. Revolution Performance does a lot of performance-based stuff. Now, the main guy over there, his name's Rodney. Rodney builds motors, and he builds this specific motor, a 131 Milwaukee 8, that's used in the Bagger Racing League. And we all love watching that Bagger Racing League.
That's impressive.
And that is kind of the bar in which is set, right, for a performance motorcycle, whether it be a performance bagger, whether it be the motor or the suspension or handling, whatever. So starting with the motor, you had mentioned taking a 131 Screaming Eagle crate motor and dropping it in that bike. It's not a bad idea. You're going to be left disappointed. You are. You're going to spend a decent amount of money and you're not going to get the return on the investment. Instead, and I can say this from experience because my good buddy Paulie Yaffe dropped a 131 in his bike, phenomenal bike, but he didn't leave that motor stock. He put a fueling cam chest kit in it, right? He used that cam to wake that motor up and open it up, and that was a good motor.